Okay. Team Getting Fit call for Monday, March 16th. Tonight we're going to talk about the John Maxwell event that myself, Michelle, and also Stuart were at. Barbie's team and the rest of our big, huge upline actually just got back a little less than a week ago. But basically, it was 100 people in a room with John Maxwell. We developed the rule of 5 for Team Beachbody that we are going to use from here on out. The 5 things that need to be done, a little bit better than the vital behaviors. The 3 vital behaviors: try and invite, be proof of the product, and personal development. So we kind of took it a little bit further, that there are other things that need to be done daily. So I'm kind of going to take you through the process of what we did all day. Rule of 5 is huge for John Maxwell. Like everything that you do, there should be 5 things you do every day. Meaning your birthday, Christmas, every day. I'm still working on trying to do this every day. It's hard for me too. So I'm working on it, working on being a better leader and working on consistency. Because I know for me, my problem is consistency. So I'm going to try to use this rule of 5 for Team Beachbody, and hopefully everyone else will get on board too. But basically, we all met for a day and really talked about where Team Beachbody is going and how we can all be better leaders. And talk about the year of calls that are going to be the best year of personal development. So basically there's 13 calls because this week's call is free for everybody, so you can kind of see what it's about before you invest the money. It's your time to grab your team and get them on the call. Take this year to grow and develop together. You don't want anyone to miss it. Basically how he put it. So some quotes from him: every day of your life, you should commit yourself to personal development. I had been slacking on personal development. I actually got back to listening to podcasts every morning in my first part of my drive and then listen to my audiobooks later. But I'm trying to switch it all up to personal development. If you worked on your mind as much as your body, you will be stinking awesome, so he said. And you have to be willing to be last to be first. This is all great advice from basically the number 1 leadership expert in the world. He is the number 1 leadership expert. And when he first started his business, he made a $799 investment that turned into a $20 million. It shows you that any investment is going to turn into something great. So if someone is not willing to invest in themselves, they'll never follow through. So first, he went over the rule of 5 for personal growth. So you can grow and become a better leader, become a better person, become a more positive person, whatever you need to personally grow. So every day you should learn, number 1, to be teachable, crave to learn, be intentional every day. What you learn is important. Number 2, every day you should prioritize. So prioritize what you're learning. He went over something called the ACT, which is apply to your life, something you need to change, and something you need to teach. So that's how you should determine your priorities and what you're doing every day and what you're learning. For number 3, every day you should apply what you're learning. So people will talk about doing something and accomplishing goals. They won't follow through and actually do it. So you should actually apply and do what you're learning. Every day you should evaluate what you're doing. So take what you're doing, evaluate and reflect what you're doing. Experience is not the best teacher. Evaluated experience is the best teacher. So kind of think of, what do I feel? What do you think? What do I know? And don't let any experience pass you by without taking something from it. There's no way you can be good the first time. What did you love? What did you learn? Really went into this, what did you love? What did you learn? When he goes on trips with his kids, with his grandkids, he always asks them after every trip, what did you love? What did you learn? So that any experience is a learning experience. And every day you should share. So your personal growth will be enhanced when you turn around and share it with others. If you are a follower, you can be a reservoir, but if you are a leader, you need to be a river. Then he also did the rule of 5 for growing a team. I thought these were actually pretty great. So he basically said, ask yourself every day, how can I make my team better? That's the first one. So 80% of your time with Beachbody should be spent developing and building your team. So basically working with your current coaches and recruiting new coaches. Recruiting is really something I need to work on. That's something I'm going to really focus on these next 6 months or so, really work on recruiting, then training everybody up right, using this new system and the 1, 2, 3 system as well. So you want to position your people well, put them in a position to win their sweet spot, have a game plan on how to develop yourself and your people, and a good coach has a solid pre-game plan. A great coach makes adjustments at halftime. So things are always changing. You're always changing. Just keep doing what works instead of doing things that don't work over and over again, which is what I had been doing, things over and over that don't work, hoping that hopefully it'll work. But now just really plugging into the system that's working for everybody and try to multiply what people are doing. So every day you should be an example to your team. So 89% of what we learn is visual, 10% is audio, 1% is other means. So people watch what you do. Your team watches what you do. Your friends watch what you do. Your friends on Facebook. A lot of my stuff has not been from inviting people. A lot of my sales have been from people watching me and asking me and buying that way. Or people that I planted seeds with a long time ago. Because they're going to watch what you're doing and they're going to want to get a piece of it. So people don't want a perfect leader. They want a growing leader. So you should always be growing. Even Barbie, Josh Spencer, Wayne Wyatt, people who are huge, big leaders on our team were still at the event and paid the money and are still going to be on the calls. So they're still growing and learning and benefits from all of this. So you should always share your failures. And the dream's free, the journey isn't. So the third one was create a growth environment for your team every day. Help your team grow, succeed, excel, and get better. It's basically growth environment. A growth environment continually challenged, where my focus is going forward. You want your atmosphere to be affirming. People around you are encouraging you. A place where you're out of your comfort zone. Others are ahead of you. A place where you wake up excited. A place where failure is not my enemy. A place where people desire to change. So that's how you grow, that's how you build, that's your growth environment. And you want to create that kind of environment for your team every day. So you want to be encouraging, you want to focus on moving forward, you want to challenge people, push yourself out of your comfort zone. So me pushing myself out of my comfort zone is being personal, the things I post. I mean, I post tips, I post recipes, but I really need to put myself out there, especially the journey now being pregnant, really putting out my struggles and putting out what I'm doing and things like that to really show people that I'm a real person, that I have real struggles. So that's me putting myself out of my comfort zone. So you have to figure out what you putting yourself out of your comfort zone would be. So every day you should evaluate how much time you give your team members. They say 20% of your people will give you 80% of your success. And that's super true. Because out of my coaches, it's literally exactly 20% of them do something and the other ones do nothing. So and that's pretty accurate. The 20% of your people do all the work. Pretty darn accurate. Because if I look at my amount of active coaches versus inactive, it really, really shows that that's true. And really say to people, you all have my heart, but you need to earn my time. Barbie does that all the time. For me to get time with Barbie, I have to earn the time. I have to submit questionnaires to her. I have to do all these things to get time. But it's showing that I really want the time and I deserve the time. And to do that with your people too, because you shouldn't be spending all your time with people trying to motivate them, trying to push them to do something. Because if they can't motivate themselves, they're not going to do anything, and you're going to have to push and pull them the whole way. And the last one is every day you should build the depth of your team. This is, I think, was huge. I'm not doing this, and I need to really work on this. So every time you develop one leader, you should be developing more and on and on. The only reason you're not as successful as you want to be is because you don't have enough leaders on your team. It's the same way for me. I have a whole bunch of discount coaches that just get their Shakeology, don't do anything. So I need to find people that are leaders. As he said, recruit better people. So we need to not just focus on recruit. We need to focus on the right people and really form them and really bring them through the system and see if they're the right people. And then the multiplication he talked about is you want to equip your team for multiplication. Basically, I do the job myself, I do the job with you, you do it when I'm with you, you do it yourself, and then you do it with someone with you. So showing people how to do the business, showing people how to have conversations, which I need to do more of. Helping people through objections. And then that way your people will learn how to do that with their people and build more and more diamonds on your team. That's something I really don't do and I really need to get better at doing. See, I admit my failures. That's my failure. Helping you guys be successful is my failure. And I'm going to work on making that better. So then the rule of 5 for Team Beachbody was actually not decided when we were in Denver. It was determined later. I think Tracy Morrow posted this maybe 3 or 4 days ago. So I haven't really gotten into it yet, but basically these are the 5. Oh, where's my last one? Oh, it's there. Never mind. The thing is weird. Okay. The rule of 5 for Team Beachbody. Number 1, every day I grow. So growth means your personal growth plan, meaning your workouts, your Shakeology, your personal development, meditation and prayer if you're into that. So that's basically putting your personal development and being a proof of the product into one thing, which is much different than the vital behaviors, I realize, but really you have to be doing the personal development, the workouts, the Shakeology to be successful. When I get off doing that, that's when my volume drops. That's when I have a harder time engaging people, customers, coaches, whoever. You need to be working on yourself all the time. Because if you aren't a positive person, how are you going to help someone else be a positive person? If you're not working out every day, how are you going to tell someone they need to work out every day? If you're going to McDonald's and having fast food and drinking soda, how are you going to tell your people not to do that? I mean, it really comes down to people are watching you and they're seeing what you're doing. So every day you want to grow. So number 2 is every day I plan. So intentionally prioritizing your time and resources, making a calendar or schedule. So if you do power hours like me, because from 8 to 5, I literally can't do any Beachbody work. So you need to schedule out your night. So like today I scheduled my night. From 4:30 to 5:30 I went to karate. Then I cooked from 6 to 6:30 and we ate dinner from 6:30 to 7. And then from 7 to 7:30 I prep for this call. And then this call will go till 8:15 and then make sure Jake's in bed, everything's good that way. By 8:30 I'll be working out. Then 9 o'clock shower. And then by 9:30 I'll be doing 2 hours with the Beachbody. But it's scheduled out exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to reply to my Beachbody messages. I'm going to do my inviting and recruiting. And it's literally in my phone. From 9:30 to 10, I answer Facebook messages and emails. From 10 to 10:30, I talk to my recruits. And from 10:30 to 11, I schedule my posts for tomorrow. So it's literally in my schedule down to what I'm going to do each half hour. Or else I'll get distracted by my news feed. I'll just not get anything done. So calendar and schedule is huge. Everybody in Denver was talking about RPM, but I still don't like it. I still haven't done it. And I don't know if I ever will do it, but I just know I need to schedule out my time, and everybody should plan, because if you don't plan, you're just going to waste all your time, especially if you have really limited time like I do, and I know a lot of people. Most of our teammates still have full-time jobs that were at this event, so really scheduling is really important. So the third one is every day I connect. So you're going to be, we don't want to say invite. As Carla said, it's connect. So every day you connect. So you should be always talking to new people. You should be talking to your leaders on your team, talking to your prospects you've already been talking to, and your customers. Because if people are on the challenge, you should still be talking to them. I have it scheduled in my phone what days I'm going to talk to people. I talk to them 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the person, depending on what they want. So I literally have it in my phone to remind me I need to talk to this person today. That's how I do it. So I remember. And so they all get my time. I mean, some need more check-ins, some don't. It really depends on the customer and what they're struggling with. So for 4, every day I follow up. So keeping conversations fresh with existing contacts. So if you're in the middle of forming them and they fall off the planet, okay, so talk to them about something that's not Beachbody. Ask them how their weekend went. Ask them if they have plans for spring break, something like that. So you're following up with people in non-threatening ways. As well as if they say they're not interested right now, okay, when can I check back in with you? If they say, oh, in a month, I'll write their names on that week that I need to follow up with that person that week. And then for 5, every day I track. Should be the power of 3s. You should evaluate, record, said that ACT, which was, God, I already forgot what it was.
Why? Change something?
Apply, change, and teach. What was that, Maria?
Yeah, I remember it. I said it. Apply, change, and teach.
Yep. So those were the 5 things for Team Beachbody. And I thought they were pretty awesome. I know on each call he's going to go into depth on each one. He said we don't really know what the calls are going to be like, but that free call, here it is, free John Maxwell call. That's this Thursday, March 19th at 8 o'clock. That's Central. That's the time zone I'm in, so I just put 8 Central. And to register for the free call, I believe you just do it at www.finishlineleaders.com. And then before you put all the money into it, really finally make your decision, it's best to just see what the free call is about. It's not going to be recorded, so people have to actually be on the call. It's really a way to really see the format, what it's going to be like. I think it's actually he never does free calls. He said that as well. I say this event was life-changing for me. It wasn't just the event, it was the time with all our team members. That was really great. It was great to spend time with Michelle, and obviously Stuart is always great, and my really good friend Nikki Boyle, who me and Michelle shared a room with, was there. And really to spend the time with Barbie, and Josh Spencer was there a lot. Had dinner with Wayne Wyatt. I mean, it's stuff that you can't normally get in regular everyday life. I mean, at Summit, you can't get that because there's so many people. When there's just 100 people, I mean, you see like Tracy Morrow, all these really awesome, incredible coaches, and it's just amazing to even be on a team with them and know that we're all kind of doing the same thing is pretty cool. And it was just crazy experience. Went to Animal Sanctuary on Monday, just like 8 of us. It was pretty awesome. So it was just that time, that one-on-one time with Barbie, that one-on-one time like with all the other team members, and really talking to each other and learning what other people are doing. Is there anything you want to say about it, Michelle?
Yeah, I want to just kind of say a couple things. Probably, of course it was a lot, like all crammed into one day. And literally I got home and couldn't believe how many pages of notes that I took, because I wrote everything down, because it was all very important. It all made a lot of sense. It's all, when you're listening to John Maxwell, he is the leadership guru. I mean, he's lived it for years and years and years, and he knows what works. He knows how people think. He really drove across the point that it's not about selling. We're not in sales to sell. You're in sales. Yes, we're in sales, but our whole purpose is to help people, and it doesn't matter what you're selling. You have to build that relationship, and you have to know that you're there to help people. And so it was really neat. It was really a unique opportunity for us because it was all geared towards specifically for Beachbody. It's really hard. Honestly, we may never have another training like that again, where it's geared specifically for Beachbody. You can go to all kinds of different people's trainings, but they're all pretty general. And I think one of the things that really resonated with me was consistency. And that is probably the one thing that really stuck out to me as the key to success, is being consistent and doing those 5 things every single day. And it doesn't matter whether it's your anniversary or it's Christmas, but doing, and of course I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's the power of 3s. That's what that is. And it's doing the power of 3s every single day. And yeah, maybe that first week you may not have a lot of measurable results, but that all compounds and it builds on itself over time. And so that was probably one of the main things that came to me from the training, is it takes time. And as long as you are consistent every single day, then the results will come and they will compound themselves. And we were talking about, Aaron mentioned the calls. And this is a unique opportunity for us as well, because he doesn't just do this for anybody or any company. He personally mentors 10 people every year. And Tracy Morrow is one of those 10. And she is our upline. And so she has asked him to share his knowledge with us to help us. And so, you think, gosh, it's $400. But you're investing in yourself. And this is an incredible leader. You will learn. You'll be amazed at how much you learn. I mean, in the 8 hours that we spent with John, it was an incredible amount of learning that we were able to get. And I'm excited to hear, 12 more phone calls, because we were there, and we know we can see the value that we're going to get out of it. So yes, you think to yourself, gosh, $400 is a lot, but that's 12 calls. So if you break it down, that's $33 a month is what that is. And it's a very unique opportunity, and it's all going to be geared toward us, towards Beachbody. Every call is going to be something that we can take and apply directly to our business. And so by listening to the free call on Thursday night, like Aaron said, it's not recorded, so you will have to be on live in order to hear that. But he's going to explain what it's going to be and kind of what we can expect to get out of it. And from my understanding on the 12 calls it's going to be training, and then it's going to give us basically some assignments, some small assignments that we can take, and we can use that training and apply to our business. So I highly encourage anyone to get on these calls if any way possible, because we as a team, those of us that attended and have already signed up, we're going to be taking all those tidbits of information that we get and applying them to our business. And so, it would be nice to have everyone on them, because then we can all be on the same page. And so when we're talking about things, then we can all help each other and kind of know where we are. So that was my main thing, is just, we're all learning. We're all new at this, some newer than others. But it's nice to be able to take all of this information and be able to use it to help. And especially as new people come in, then you have a lot of information and training that you can apply to them. And so, hopefully as you grow as a person and as a leader, then you can take your team and build your team and know that, it is possible, and know the steps you need to take and the things you need to focus on. So I think that's my main thing that I got from the training and moving forward into the calls.
And I think the other biggest thing is, I've gone to Danny Johnson. I was going to go pro, but now I can't because it's like a month before I'm going to have my baby. So I'm sold my ticket to somebody.
Right.
But the whole thing, Danny's great. Everything she says is wonderful. Her scripts are fantastic. But going there, you're not getting the leadership training specifically for Beachbody, which is crazy because it's the only training like that. I mean, we spend $1,200 to go to this, and that doesn't even count the airfare we paid, hotel, food. I mean, it ended up being like $1,800 for me, but that $1,800 is probably going to be how I'm going to make my $1 million with Beachbody, to be honest. Last week I had an incredible week, and it's only going to keep getting better because I keep growing. Now I just need to really utilize what I learned and really actually do it. Before I just didn't know how to apply things because it wasn't Beachbody related. You just don't know how to transition something you learn from a training to Beachbody without the help. But this way, that's already done for you. And these are rule of 5 that are specific for Team Beachbody that John Maxwell developed. That's pretty awesome. It's going to make our team that much better than other teams.
Absolutely.
Anybody have any questions? All right. Then I'm going to stop the recording. Maria, you're muted. You're muted.
I'm trying to unmute myself.
I saw you. I just couldn't hear you.
I'm muted.
Go ahead.
I have a quick question. When at the bottom of the file it says, every day I follow up, keep conversations fresh with existing contacts. So are we supposed to talk to people every day?
Not the same person every day, but like have a list of 3 people. Like how I do it is I talk to these 3 people. This is what I do personally. I talk to whatever 3 people a day. I form the person. Whenever the conversation stops, 3 days from then I follow up with them.
Okay.
If they don't respond about Team Beachbody, 3 days later, I just give them a regular, normal message. How are you doing? How was your weekend? If I get nothing from there, they're done. They're off my list. And then
something that reminds me.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something else that I learned too that was pretty important from John Maxwell is a lot of times, and I know I've absolutely been guilty of this because it's like he was talking exactly to me, is don't spend too much time on those who aren't responding and aren't getting back to you and stuff like that. You need to keep moving forward and looking for those, because you're better off to go find 2 people that are good to work with and that really want to work and want to do, whether it's the business or the workouts or whatever. Just keep moving forward, because a lot of times you'll spend all your time chasing people that aren't responding and stuff. And that's obviously they're not ready. Mm-hmm. And they're not ready to make the commitment. And so you will find yourself getting frustrated just chasing them and them not responding. But just don't get discouraged by that. Just keep moving forward, just because there's people out there waiting for you to contact them, and the time is right for them. So you just need to keep moving forward. And then that way you don't end up wasting a lot of your time chasing people that aren't going to respond.
I'm really guilty of doing that with my coaches. Obviously, it's nobody on this call. But coaches who are inactive, aren't doing anything, and I still follow up with them every week and find out how they're doing, and they don't ever respond, and I just keep wasting my time on these people that aren't even active, aren't even doing anything. I mean, if you have people like that, coaches, customers, you need to stop. I mean, even customers, if you're even checking in with them twice, like some customers, I say, they want to be checked in with twice a week. Okay. So I would check in with them twice a week, no matter what, even if they wouldn't respond. And I'm like, why am I doing that? I can't make people want to do something. As you said, you can't motivate someone who doesn't want to be motivated. They can all have all the greatest whys in the world, but when they're ready, they'll come. Like I have one girl who is has been doing the 21-day fix forever. And she says, oh, I get started and I always fall off. And now this week she's been on it like every day. And I had stopped following up with her. I've been like, I hadn't been talking to her. She's like, oh, and then she reached out to me and said, I'm ready to start. Can you start following up on me twice a week? And I said, sure. She's been doing great every day. She's been doing it every day since like Friday. So if they're not ready, don't chase them. Let them, because they'll still watch you. They're still in the group. They'll know what you're doing. So like people who are in the 21-day fix, Team Get Super Fit 21-day fix group, they're not doing anything on there. Just leave them alone. They'll come back. Mm-hmm. I really needed to stop chasing the people that aren't doing anything. Chasing those inactive people. Just, no. Let them quit. That's fine. Then you have time for more people. As Barbie said,
and
she wishes there were people that would just put in their inactivate, like put in their cancellation, just be gone.
Yeah, and if you focus on the 20% that are doing what they're supposed to be doing, whether they're customers or coaches, if you focus on the 20% that are doing it, and give them your time, because honestly, they are earning your time. Mm-hmm. If they're doing the work, they're earning your time. And so if you focus on them, your rewards that you will reap will just come back so much faster, because you will build them up and they will want to go build their own team.
Because what's funny is that I'm trying to think of how many, I have 13 active coaches right now. Obviously, one's my husband, one's my mom, one's Stuart. The two of them are Jen and Michelle. But literally, those are the people that do stuff, and those are people that are on the calls. Those are people that do stuff, and it shows you that's 20% of my active coaches are the ones that do stuff. The other ones are either discount coaches or chase them. Not anymore. I'm just going to focus on the 20% that deserve my time. Lisa too, but she's in class, so that's the reason she's not on. People that never want to be in the calls, people that don't do their workouts, people that don't drink their Shakeology, those people don't need your time. I need to do it too. I need to learn to let go and say goodbye and not take it personal. Because it's probably not you. It's them. And I was always taking it personal, feeling like a crappy leader, and that's not true.
And that's where your personal development comes in, because the more personal development you do, then the less you will take that personally when people don't want to do. Because it's all about changing your mindset. It really isn't you. It's not that you're a bad person, that you're a bad leader. It really is them, and you can't change them. They are who they are, and you just have to learn to let it go. And I know that's really hard when you're a new coach.
I've been around for a long time. In June, it'll be 5 years. I've been around a really long time. And when I reach out to Barbie, submit my form to her, get my time with her, every time she asks me, have you been doing your personal development? And I say no, because that's when I feel crappy. I feel like I suck. I feel like I need all this help, is when I'm not doing my personal development. I'm not working out. I'm not drinking my Shakeology. And that's when I get down on myself, because I'm not doing those things.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll always ask me, have you been doing your personal development? And I'll say no. Get podcasts. Get stuff like they're free. That's what I do. Podcasts. Shalene, Sean T, and Danny Johnson podcast, as well as the coach or the Beachbody calls are on podcast. Anything else? Go ahead.
Another quick question. I think I missed a little bit when I was changing from the telephone to the computer.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And in one of those things, I think you mentioned something about the clean eating. And you said something, what do you say about the clean eating? Because
I didn't say anything about the clean eating.
you didn't?
No.
I heard something like, oh yeah, that's maybe it's so much in my head, the clean eating. I have to do the clean eating. Because I was telling Jennifer earlier that my ads for the clean eating, this is the second one I ran. I only ran it for 2 days because I didn't want to run it over the weekend. And I got a bunch of likes of people, but 0 applications. And on my first one, I got 0 applications. So then for my other one, for my paid challenge, I got 5 applications and a few likes. I don't remember how many likes, but I've been asking questions to Stuart about it, and like clean eating, like for him that's the way to go. Like that's the thing that has been working for him.
And this is something I'm going to start doing, because me and Stuart had like this hour conversation about what we're going to do and clean eating and all this stuff. And then I really need to get on board and do what he's doing. He said, just do what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't copy you.
I know.
Like, just do it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But then I tried to do a clean eating ad, and it denied my ad because my wording was vulgar and profane. And it wasn't. I don't know. I like read it to my husband, who's a writer. He's like, that's not vulgar at all. That's just saying that they get. I'm like, I don't know, but I have to redo it because it was denied with profane language.
I'm so lame that I even copy his ad from his script.
And copy his ads.
Yeah, that's the one. And even the first one, not even the second one, the first one. It was funny. So you were reading a part here in the thing that you said today, and one of the things was something like follow the leader. That I think many times my pride goes on my way. Oh, but the other one seems to be doing better. Follow the leader. He's the one. He's the one giving the. And raise the volume on Stuart and Aaron and follow the leaders.
Yeah. I copy other leaders too, so.
Yeah.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Use what's already there.
Yeah.
Anything else? No? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.